This morning, I am very much still thinking about the woman with the issue of blood and thinking about readiness. I get on a lot of calls with a lot of women who feel they have this nudge. There's something in them that's telling them they need to do something different. They need to create something. Secretly, they see themselves on stages. They see themselves charging more. They see themselves differently than the labels that the world has put to them. This is the project manager, the nurse, the whoever, the mom. But they know that if they die today, they will be disappointed at what they've accomplished, not because they've not accomplished a lot in terms of what the world requires or says, but because they've not accomplished what God wanted them to accomplish. We talk about this idea of being ready, and I know I have felt unready for most of the things I've ever done. I have felt unready, but when I study my favorite passage these days in the Bible, I'm so in awe of the woman with the issue of blood. This is in Mark chapter 5, verse 25. And we all know the story of the woman with the issue of blood. And I'm obsessed with her because we all have an issue. And I think about being called by your issue. That's a whole word passage for another day. But to have an issue for so long that you have become the issue, they don't even name you. You are the girl with the issue, with the husband's issue, or you are the girl with the miscarriage issue, or you are the girl with the job issue. To be called by your issue. And if you've never been there, then you might not be able to relate it. I can relate. To be boxed in to this part of your life that you can't seem to escape. Not because of what people are saying. You even see yourself as that. But I'm amazed by this woman who had this issue for years, the Bible says. And she had gone from doctor to doctors. She had gone from expert to expert. She had watched stories like this after stories, gone to webinars, gone to training, gone to the expert. The people at the top had lost all of her money going to doctors, and nobody could figure out what it was. I can assume that some doctors told her, maybe it's something you ate, or maybe it's your parents, or maybe it's this, or maybe it's that, trying to figure out why she was bleeding. To bleed for years without relief can be something. I've been in a situation where my period came when it wasn't supposed to, and that threw me off. I can't even imagine going through what she went through for years. And so she had all the reasons to not go to this conference. I'm imagining thousands of people because Jesus is coming to town. Jesus is coming to town. I'm trying to think through, if you want to think about popularity, imagine Oprah or Beyonce, not to compare the two, but just imagine whoever you think is at the top of the game, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, you name it, is coming to town. And for her to say to herself, bleeding and all, unclean and all, because in those days, and in a lot of even religion now, if you are bleeding, you're not clean enough to go near sacred places. Bleeding and all, tired and all. Ladies, we know how we feel when we are bleeding. She had all the reasons to say, I'm not ready. She had proof she wasn't ready to try to go to a place so popular with thousands of people, and her goal, her thought process was, if I can just be around him, maybe he can change my life. And I'm amazed by what she had to think through. I'm amazed by how you go from being hopeless, I would assume, to center stage, to saying to yourself, I don't care who is with me, I don't care who thinks I'm ready, I don't care what my qualification, what the expert said, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk through a crowd. I don't care how many people are already doing what I'm doing. I don't care what they're saying on TV about the economy. I'm going to get up, dust myself up, Because I've heard of a God, I've heard of a source, I've heard of something so powerful that although I don't feel qualified, although I may not have the answers that I'm looking for, there is someone bigger than me that I've heard of. I've never met him. I have heard rumors and rumbling about this person. And I have decided and I've made up my mind that although there's nobody else in my life that may have gotten to where I want to get to, I want to get to healing. And she walked herself through by herself, with herself, through a crowd. I wonder at what point her faith started being shaky. I wonder at what point she told herself, I don't think I can do it. I wonder at what point she said, I'm probably stupid. I wonder at what point she remembered what the doctor said, yet she still walked. And I wanted to share this because it really blessed me to think about how many times we think we're not ready. We're not ready for the thing that's standing in the way of our healing. We think I'm going to need to do this, that, and the other. But for the woman with the issue of blood, she was clear that there was no amount of readiness, that this was her opportunity, her moment, her time to even attempt. And I'm curious to know if you feel or if you know that this could be your time, your moment, and your season. And although there are a lot of people and things that may be confronting you, facts that you might be looking at. The fact is you're a mother. The fact is you have bills to pay. The fact is there are a lot of people already doing the thing that you feel you should do. Those are maybe facts. The facts might be that you failed 6th grade. Your bank account is not looking the way. There are facts stacked up. But what if we had the type of faith that the woman with the issue of blood had to say, maybe I'm ready. Maybe there won't be another season. Maybe there won't be another opportunity. I gotta see what it could look like for me if I decided to look beyond the facts. That blessed me this morning, and I hope that it blesses you too. All right, guys, bye.